Hope all is well. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Why are we all tangled down here? I swear. Like, what goes on, man? I come down here, I straighten everything out, man, before leaving out. I come back in, and man, it's a freaking tanglement of what the freak going on down here under my desk. What are you attached to? Let's see over there. Anyway, getting back to this. Yeah, I'm on the monitor for right now because I'm using my other projector for something else. But I am finishing up my application for a loan. Where in the world is this jerk in the morning? Oh, he's doing some breakfast. Oh, he's doing something breakfast. Anyway, so the people that actually in charge of these loans, actually one of them was actually in here. I told you I actually had one of them in here looking at the technology. It's sort of hard to explain what this stuff does. See, who are your competitors? We don't have any competitors. Answer. Let me see here. Make sure I don't want to flash any business here. I bring down my page. I'll make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be at. Okay, yeah, I'm where I'm supposed to be at. Let me see. Competitors. We don't have any competitors. Let's see. Happy to say we do not have any competitors in our field, in the field of our technology. Happy to say that we don't have any competitors or competition in our field of our technology. Let me see. Let's just put it this way. Happy to say that we do not have any competitors or competition. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Happy to say. Let's see. Happy to say that we do not. Happy to say or happy to testify sounds much better. Testify sounds much better. I know people complain already. What do you mean? Yeah, we don't have any competition. We literally don't have nothing. We've been through this already. Like, I've literally launched dozens and dozens of matching betters. The matching betters were designed to not only show at the end of the day that our technology was untouchable, but also too to see if we could find anybody that was willing to challenge us. And we just couldn't find anybody. Happy to say that we do not have any. Happy to say, I'll say happy to testify. Sounds much better. So, going to moving on up to the, I don't know the song for the Jeffersons. I know some of it, but not all of it. But anyway, happy to testify that we do not have any competition or competitors. We went through a long, lengthy detail of testing other competition and other projection screens and other projection screens. Leave it at that. We went through a lengthy time of testing other forms of projection screens to end up with no competitors, which is true. Let's see, we went through a lengthy time in testing other forms of projection screens to end up with no competitors. Now, we already explained to them already from the door. We have video testimony backing everything up. This is why I explained from the door why testing is important. It's very, very important to do testing. That's the only way you're going to know your stuff. I already saw something that came up when you put down, let me see, in the competitors right here. And I'm going to print out one of these. I'm going to bring this down to their office today and actually send one an email. Let me see. What are your competitors' strengths and weaknesses? Well, y'all weaknesses, y'all stuff don't work. And y'all strength, y'all don't have any. Y'all don't have anything against us. We still don't have it. We tested y'all stuff. I mean, you can't say to this. You have to back everything up. You say, I tested all my stuff. I got tons of demonstrations on DMP Supernova, Elite Screens, Dark Star 9, Black Diamond, all of them. I've tested all their stuff already. As for you guys at the end of the day, well, where can I start at? Man, we got freaking cancellations. We got freaking pulled down websites. We got guys are sitting up there right now. Some of you are sitting up there in freaking criminal charges over here in Allentown right now in the police department, and the other half's over with the FBI. So, yeah, I can literally go in there and say that, well, people who are considered call themselves being our competitors were so jealous of our products, they committed crimes. I told you we can use this against you. I literally told you on camera that we can literally use this against you to make money off of you. There's nothing you can do about it because you did it. Now, you guys who make these screen paints, what I consider y'all to be, no, you're not in our category class. You're nowhere near close to our category class. We operate in areas you can't even play in. As I showed you before in the last couple of days with the gray screen, those were being used in the demonstrations, by the way, showing that your stuff don't work. It doesn't work. You can't use a gray screen for anything, like literally nothing. And you know how many different forms of gray screens they make? There are a ton of companies that make gray screens. There's Vivid Storm, there's Vox, there's freaking Paint On screens or Goose Screen. All these companies make these gray screens in the day, and none of these screens work at all, period. Got influencers that show off these screens. So bottom line is the projector industry is $1 billion business, $1 billion business. And majority of these screens on the market right now are gray, white, or some of those gunmetal screens, and we can wipe those screens out, which means we corner the market with our black technology. And any form of other black technology on the market, we can take it out too also due to the fact that they don't have the testing to be to compete with our technology, including the new technology we have over there, absorbs sunlight, which makes our technology the first technology on the planet that can read through direct sunlight at 350 lumens. There you go. This is why I tell you testing. Cut corners, you get nothing in life. Let me see. What are your strengths? Let me see. No strength. This is why we did all this testing. We told you about this. Now you're seeing about me about to hit that next stage. Once we get one of these loans, we can get loans up to a couple $1 million. Because if it proves that our technology can change the industry, majority of most screens you understand in the market right now in schools, hospitals, hotels, outdoor theaters are white screens. Rarely going to bump to one of these gray screens. We know what we do to a white screen. We can dominate one of those extremely easy. So that means we corner the market on all that technology. Any of our competitors that try to take over what we can take you out because we know your stuff already. There you go. See? And that's for the TV market. Well, you see what we look like next to TVs. Our stuff looks just like a TV at 720p. So you guys went out and bought these high-end expensive projectors. And when you bought these high expensive projectors trying to make your product look good on YouTube, you cheated yourself. Because that means it's going to cost the consumer more money to operate your screens. Also, on the other hand, we could do it for under $200. So an average company that spends $7,000, $5,000, $4,000, or $3,000 for a projector doesn't have to do so due to the fact that they can do it for under $200 because we backed it up in the video. There you go. You guys are done. You're definitely done. Definitely done. Woo! And as for basically paint on applications, you know how fast it takes for our stuff to apply? All those complicated instructions. No one's going to do that crap at the end of the day. That whole gain range bull crap, he can never get that company up there. That company's not going anywhere. Anywhere. There's no one will back him at all with that stuff. The other guy, no one's backing that stuff. Any great paint, I can match your stuff with a basic house paint I can slide off a shelf. Can't do mine. I literally have a page built design that shows all our testing that I can basically send to them. Any one of these companies, any one of these investors ask me at the end of the day, I'm the only company that has a page that's on testing black products and surfaces against my own stuff. You guys can't do that. While you guys were crying and whining on YouTube committing crimes, we were building an empire right in front of your face and you didn't even see it. And when the time came, it was ready for me to basically walk offline into this world, I was ready to go. And you're still in line crying and complaining. See? You guys don't know business at all. That means the entire time you got played. You really thought you were doing some damage. You weren't doing jack at all. Nothing. We could crush you every day of the week, which we did. We crushed you every day of the week. And we used the demonstrations we used to crush you in to our vantage point to show at the end of the day that this is what we do to people on a regular basis. This makes my investors extremely happy because at the end of the day, they know that their money is going to continue to flow because there's nothing that can stop us. And you guys got so angry and upset, you started committing crimes. These crimes, we can actually take you to court, lock you up, take all your things from you, but also use this as an advantage point to say, hey, look, competition was so freaking afraid of it, they committed crimes. That boosts my company through the roof. Well, learn something in business 101. Let me see. Answer about testify. I'm happy to say we don't have any competition. Lengthy time in testing. Let's see. I'm happy to say answer that we now. This is what you're gonna. And again, you're gonna need to know how to spell. You see all this? You got to write all that in. So if you're not a person that's not used to writing 8,000 in a specification sheet, this ain't for you. You got to know your stuff. See all this stuff? I know my product. I can write all this in here. This is all the testing I did. So if they sit there and say, okay, you got this product, you say you can absorb sunlight. They're not going to give me money on that. They had to see this thing actually absorbing sunlight. I've been all over Allentown with this thing, all over the place with it, in front of their building, everywhere, doing demonstrations. Yeah, there you go. Can't just say you have gain range and not way to back it up. Because the minute you make that statement, the minute that statement becomes airborne, you've destroyed your company that fast. That's how we know you wrecked this business. Can't do anything after that. You get a little nickels and dimes on YouTube. That's basically what you get. You want the $1 million contracts and big boy contracts and become a billionaire status like that. You have to be able to back your stuff. You go to a trade show, expo, any type of investor, they're not going to touch you unless you can back it. You can't back it. You guys did that nonsense at the end of the day, I guess, hopefully to try to compete with me. Please, we compete with big corporations at the end of the day. Anyway, good luck with all that. Let me get down to all this. Let me see. Oh, we're almost done. I'm done with this. Almost done. Answer, happy to testify. We do not have any competitors or competition. We went through a lengthy time of testing other forms of projector screens to end up with no competitors. And as for Diamond made the mistake of sending us a letter. Diamond should have never contacted us. Diamond contacted me and said my product had potential. Do you have any idea how much weight that gives us at the end of the day that Diamond contacted our company, Screen Innovation, saying that our product had potential? We like to follow the discussion. That means that all you trolls out there who thought you knew projection screens, question, do you know more than Screen Innovation? Of course you don't. You don't know more than them, do you? But they contacted us telling us that our product had potential. Yeah. That says a lot about you. Interesting, isn't it? Anyway. Now, one of the things they ask on these applications, future technology. Oh, man, you guys can't answer future technology. You don't have any future technology. You really don't at all, period. There's so much stuff on here you have to be able to apply. You can't do it. If you can't spell basic or understand a basic specification sheet, you can't do one of these. Can you write your own contracts? I can write my own contracts. I write global contracts. You don't know anything about world trade, do you? I bet you don't know a thing about it. I told you, if you're going to get into this business at the end of the day, you are going to have to know more than just mixing paints. You're going to know a lot of stuff. Some of you might have to go to school for business. You're going to have to know this stuff. And there's a strategy in business too. On top of that, something they don't teach in school. It's called time and skill. You learn this skill through time, through trade, through business. You guys haven't been around long enough to know anything. So a person who's been around for 15 years compared to a person who just started about a month ago. Like Rogers. Oh, well. Anyway, don't care. And the reason why I don't care, because once we apply and get this, which is not a problem for us to get, like I said, they've been down here, they've seen the stuff. I have to do another presentation, which I hope I have to do, because I got some cool stuff I want to show them at the end of the day. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to do a demonstration outside right in front of the building at freaking 12 o'clock in the afternoon at 300 lumens on that new ad tech over there. It's going to be fun. So that tells them at the end of the day that this technology we engineered, they can apply to anything they want. Do you understand how big the scope we're about to hit in a few minutes? Or actually in a few minutes, let's say in about a week or whatever. The huge scope about to hit. There are billions of freaking white projection screens planted all over the world. In people's homes, their business, hotels, hospitals, sports bars, they're everywhere. Everywhere. Now, the thing about it is if you figure a way how to develop a technology that can operate in a fully lit environment, I mean, not those dark commercial environments you guys use in dark environments and all that calibrating bull crap and expensive, no, not that crap. You figure a way how to develop a black technology that can read an infinity contrast level, pick up beautiful colors, and do it on a projector that costs under $200, you have conquered the world. That's what we just did. See, why you guys were on YouTube trying to make yourself look good, they try to compete with us. We were doing demonstrations on projectors that cost our customers and community next to nothing. Why you sat in dark environments and tried to make yourself a product, we introduced our product to as much light as we possibly could, because we knew in the long run, we're going to be in commercial areas and we have to be to operate. We can't suggest to people working in a commercial area to spend more money for a projector that, quite frankly, we need and they don't. That costs the consumers a lot of money. You didn't go out and have competition wars with other companies. No, you didn't do that at all, period. You stayed in your little park at the end of the day and did a little cutting, then blah, 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 made you a few pennies, and that's basically about it. You can't grow. You can't go anywhere. It's like trying to watch a fire in a glass jar with a lid on it. There's no oxygen. You know what happens? Poof. So you guys built nothing at all, period. And as for anything else that gets in our way, we can easily take it up. Oh, yeah, there you go. See, you didn't build for that, did you? No, you didn't. You spent your time trying to conquer Mr. Byrd, which was virtually impossible. Well, billions of these screens all over the world. And that means at the end of the day that our black technology, if we even touch one of those screens with just a little dab, we could alter and change the screen just like that. That's what that gamer technology was engineered to do. That only just a little square in the middle of your screen, and I can alter your screen just like that. Don't read color, don't read contrast, doesn't pick up in fully lit environments. It's completely useless if we just paint a little square in your screen. And it shows the advancement of our technology over everything else. Cheers. Looks like I'm going to be bigger than a millionaire. Well, that's fantastic, right? That's just the paint. That's not considering what we have coming up in 27 and 28. You guys didn't build for the future. You're so occupied at me at the end of the day. It's interesting. Trying to destroy my company, I was conquering you at the same time while I was building an empire right in front of you. You didn't even see it. Oh, well. Let me see. Projection screens up with no competition. See, answers have been testified. We have no. And our customers are doing demonstrations outside. You know what I mean? They're doing demonstrations that you, the people who sell these products, don't even do. I watched this demonstration on some screen called itself black. Now screens are trying to call themselves black. You're not black. You're gray. Your stuff is literally gray. I can literally see it from on here. It's gray. It's not even black. But anyway. This is why you have to do black versus black test. So anyway, yeah, I saw the demonstration of some ambient light screen, this new one, and they had this huge, massive white curtain right there, right next to the screen, blocking all the light, making contact with the screen. So now I got to add a little message with them, and even talk to them. Actually, I'm going to be chatting today with companies today. So I get done my walk, because I haven't been to the fountain in a while. But I want to basically have some some talks with these companies. Is your stuff really ambient light rejection? Why do you have a giant curtain there sitting there blocking your screen? Boy, biggest gimmicks on the face of the planet, I'll tell you. Okay, what is your competitor's weakness? Okay, answer for this one. Competitor's strength. Let's see. Competitor's strength, 0, because we have conquered all their screens. Now, for those of you who disagree about that, you know what you can do at the end of the day. Sign, see us in court. That's all you got to do. Anybody else? That's what the matching bettors were for. The matching bettors weren't just for Jamie and them. The matching bettors were for everybody. Everybody. I sat there right there in 2019, sat there and said, hey, when I was outside, I said, I challenge every screen, anybody, come after me. Nobody came after us. We didn't even have that sound technology yet. That's what the matching bettors are for. They weren't just for them. The matching bettors were for everybody. Anybody step up. Come on, show me what you got. Now, one person. How many of those videos did we launch? I'm literally building me a page that has all our matching bettors on it. to show how many of these things we actually launched, asking people to compete with our technology. Nothing. And we're going to use that entire page to send to investors, to send to other companies, to send to basic loan applications for anything we need, to show that we've literally put announcements out for people to come after us, and no one touched us. Now, this whole conversation isn't from our customers. It's for you people, you companies. The majority of my demonstrations now, when I first started off, were for customers. But now, since our technology has progressed to high levels and you guys have talked so much trash down through time, now it's towards you guys. No, really, seriously, honestly, if you want your business to operate correctly, I suggest you go in a different direction. You mention my company's name, I will stick you outside. It said AdTech Technology over there, and I'll make your screen disappear. I will wipe your entire product list clean. Play with us, see what happens. We're at a level now we can't be touched. Don't bring me up. That's how it works. Because you bring me up, you know I'm a person of challenge. I like challenge at the end of the day. I've challenged and conquered every freaking screen I literally got my hands on. Oh, man. Ran out of screens. Like I literally ran out of screens. Unless the certifieds bring out black screens. Diamond made a virtually impossible to get her hands on that screen. But then at the end of the day, when I call and contact Screen Innovation, they get information on the screen. I found out it took 8,000 lumens to push. Well, we automatically beat that. 8,000? Are you kidding me? 8,000 to push? You know, the concept in the 8,000 lumen projector, that's not an average projector. That's commercial projector. You don't plug those into everyday walls. You burn your entire electrical system out with one of those things. That's not an average projector. That projector, 8,000 lumens, you can't walk in front of that. You blind yourself in front of one of those things. That's a projector setup that requires really, really high ceilings. See, it's funny because people who basically develop products don't even know that one. 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, they require like really high ceilings because you have to take this projector and put it all the way up on the ceiling so no one can walk in front of it and get blinded unless you have an ultra short throw set up for it. Or short throw. But short throw is so dangerous because, again, it's still with the walking distance unless you got some way to tape it off. But yeah, they got them up high. Any 8,000, 7,000 up in the air. So that means that you have to have a ceiling high enough to accommodate the screen size of a projector of that caliber, which means you're going to be doing screen sizes roughly at 150, 180, 200, 300-inch screens. This means the projectors will be higher to meet the ceiling, which means you're going to be using some form of lens shift applications for that. And you definitely can't walk in front of this, but you won't be able to because the screen's so big you can see it from the floor. There you go. Yeah. Now, I have options here now. I have major freaking options here. I can literally cut off my entire online base and just do business out there. Because there's a ton of money out there waiting for us. A ton. It's untapped. This is what I was trying to explain to people who were getting contracts from us that we've never did business. We've never done business offline. We've never did business offline. We've had people buy from us online, but never offline. So online is a whole different territory of money. It's a whole different territory out there. We can hit an entire office building with this technology and paint every last screen in that office building with this black technology. We have access to all of this now. All right. There's enough explaining this at the end of the day. I got to get to work. I got a tiny village to build after this. So what the freak is it to do with a tiny village? It has something to do with a projection screen. Can't tell you about it. Secret. Anyway, let me see. Getting back to what I was saying here. Get back to my concept. What is your competition strengths and weaknesses? You don't have any strengths at all, period. Gee, where do I begin on this? Gee whiz, y'all don't have proper ambient rejection technology. You don't have that at all, period. You do not have the ability to pull contrast. You require calibration. You require expensive projectors. You require ambient controlled environments. Geesh. Weaknesses of most projection screens, if not all. No, I'm not kidding. Yeah, y'all to require that. I've been all the testing I've done on your stuff. It's unbelievable. I'm surprised half your stuff even sells. I'd be a customer. I'd be highly upset. Only screen I say, honestly, someone ever asked me that if I didn't develop our technology, what screen would I buy? It'd be Screen Innovation, because the Screen Innovation makes a good screen. They do. If I basically didn't have our technology, what would I buy? I'd buy Screen Innovation. And the Dark Star 9 is actually pretty good. And Daylight screen is actually pretty good too. That one's good. The Parallax is actually pretty good. That's as far as I'm going. Excuse me. But I don't have to spend money for that. You know why? Because I have mine. That's the beautiful thing about it. Most people have to sit there and contemplate on spending $7,000 for a screen. Yeah, right. We don't have to pay for any of that stuff at all, and I don't have to pay for the projectors to run it either. That's the beautiful thing about my customers and me. We don't have to worry about that mess. Turn your lights on, your screen wash up. We don't even care. Let me see weaknesses of most projection screens, if not all. Let's see projection screens. That's projection screens. That we have tested. Now, as for the gray screens, for some people saying, well, you never tested us. Your screen's gray. That's it. That's all it says. If your screen's gray, you can't read contrast. That's what the whole term we say, let's go to court on that one. Any gray screen, right now, any gray screen, I don't care what company you are, I don't care where you're from, certified, halfway across, we don't care where you're at. Walk us into a courtroom, put a $5 million, and show me at the end of the day that that gray screen is going to read 100% contrast. You can't do that. It's impossible. Even the judge will look at you before they even get started, like, this is not going to work. You know that, right? Your screen's not picking up no gray, no black. You can't do that. Now, if you require, and you're claiming you require these high-end inky projectors, you still can't do it. But hey, let's do it at 2000:1 contrast. Because at 2001 contrast, that black screen reads a contrast level. Turn it off, it still reads a contrast level. Hit it at 2 million, it doesn't make a difference. It's black. You're trying to say that you're equal to darker screens, and you're not equal to darker screens, and you're selling your product to make it sound like you could do this, but technically you can't. So basically, if you can't back it up in court, then how many people have you lied to when you sold it? So there you go. So that's any gray screen. I don't care if you're dark gray, mid gray, light gray, you don't read black. That's all it comes down to. You can't see it. So it doesn't make a difference if you use this projector, that projector, if you're here, there, upstairs, downstairs, you don't read it. You can't pick it up. So you can't make that statement. So that obsoletes, that black technology obsoletes any gray screen on the market. Now, any gray screen, when they make the suggestion that your screen can make our screen unwatchable, this will cost you a lot of money and may cost you some very serious charges if you did enough of these videos out there to try to damage my company's name. Yeah, look at people click off, but they know they're going to jail. Anyway, so this is going to be a hard one for you because we can operate next to screens and pick up with no problem. So that's going to cost you some money. So be careful what you say. Okay, there you go. There you go. If you left the room, if they know they're going to jail. Yeah, you are going to jail. You're going to spend the rest of your life in there. You're going to be in there for a very long time. And we're asking for 50 years. We want 50 years for that, for making that statement. That's what we want. The amount of videos you did, false advertisement, using fake containers, claiming this is our product. Yeah, we want 50 years. And if you're roughly in the range of maybe 30, you're getting out when you're 80. If you're in the range of maybe in the 50 mark, well, you know what that's it. That's a life sentence right there. My channel's set for 18 and up. The people that we caught doing this are not 18 and 19-year-olds. They're people older than that were doing this nonsense. You're looking at, if you get hit with any one of these criminal charges at 50 years, you're done. That's the rest of your life. That's it. That's how you're going to end the rest of your life, is being in a lockup system. Yeah, good luck on that one. And broke. Let me see. That doesn't go well. You should know better than that. At the age you're at, you should definitely know better than that. Definitely should know better. Let's see. Witnesses of most projections we have tested. Do not work well in well-lit commercial or residential properties. Which I'm going to put a freaking D next to weld. Do not work well. Do not work well. Do not work well. Do not work well. Why did I put it down here twice? I'm going to correct it. Do not work well in let me see. Should not be capped. Should not work well in commercial or residential properties. Residential properties. I need a cap there. Residential properties. Jeez. Cap city. Properties. Does not work well. Let me see if it work well. Does not work well. Do not work well in commercial or residential properties. With normal or extreme lighting. Now, up here with 24,000, but keep in mind we turn these lights on for roughly 6,000. 6,000, you should be able to run. So if I put you on this desk at 6,000, I hit you with 300 lumens on a projector, you should read. You should read color, contrast, the whole 9 yards. I should not have to turn the lights out to get you to work. Some of you I can wash out with a cell phone flashlight. That's just jacked up altogether. That's why you're in a dark environment doing that whole fake lighting nonsense where you put these white lights behind the back of the screen, you'll put them in your cabinets, all that stuff to give off the illusion that your area's well lit. And then the way behind the back of the screen, you'll have lights back there talking about, oh, look how the light's making contact. They have lampshades on it, for goodness sake. You know how lampshades work, right? Light ever travels two different ways. The harsher parts of the light travels up and down. The rest of it basically is filtered through this lampshade to give out that harsh lighting, makes you just soften it a little bit so it's more gentle on the environment in your eyes. That's how lampshades work. I literally had to explain that to somebody on a forum site about them talking about this screen being ambient light rejection. Every freaking lamp in there had a freaking shade on it. Don't insult my intelligence at the end of the day. Take the freaking lampshade off it, take the lamp and stick it against your screen, because I did that multiple times next to an open window. Wow. Yeah, that's right. Y'all have watered down ambient light rejection, ALR. You have watered it down to freaking nothing, because a lot of you did these birthday cake effect environments talking about, oh, look, I got light in the environment. Looks like something from the colonial age in there before they invented electricity. Like you got oil burning lamps in there. That's ambient light rejection. I did that dumb nonsense. I watched that demonstration. I was freaking sit there blown away. These people actually get away with this nonsense. You mean to tell me you're in an expo and your lights are roughly 21 feet in the air and you're complaining that this is plaguing your screen at 21 feet? So God forbid if you're in the average household, which has a ceiling between 8 to 9, what's going to happen in there? And then the screen that was 150 inches, they literally had it in a booth. Why would you be putting a 150-inch screen in a booth? You know why? It's a taller screen. It would have a closer distance to the ceiling. That's why they had it in there. And then I'm sitting there looking at the booth. I'm looking at the side of the projector. I'm not even looking at the screen. Forget the screen. Screen's washed out. I don't even care. I'm looking at the side of the projector. You know why? Because it was so dark in there, you couldn't even make out the side of the projector. I can literally lean over and see from the screen that the hallway was brighter than the booth. That's what I picked up. So if I walk into your booth, I'm not even paying attention to your screen. I'm looking at your environment. Your environment tells a whole entire story about your screen. So Fernando's demonstrations, which are the joke of the day, I'm telling you, his demonstrations are hilarious. The fact that he's in this super dark environment, he opens up this door, the light transfers from the ceiling, which you can see how far it goes over. It goes dark as it gets near the screen. And if you look at the bookcase, you will notice that none of that light hits. There's nothing. The bookcase is completely dark. The corner where he has his statues are at, it's completely dark. It's dark in that whole section. And then when you look at the windows that he claims that's making contact with screen, you get this big old green bookcase in there,
blocking all that light. And then you got a sofa there that's blocking any light that may travel underneath those blinds, will make contact with that sofa first before it reaches the screen. You got no light in that environment. I'll show you light in that environment. Let my crew come in there and basically rewire the lighting in there. I'll put floods in that sucker, like the ones we got in here. I'll brighten up that environment. I already be so bright in the day, you can literally throw a dime across this room and you can actually see it when it lands. I'll show you light. You got no light in there. That's no light in that environment. That's when you survive in there. It's a gray screen. And you did that trickery environment. You did that trickery environment to fool people, to make them believe that they were getting this high-end expensive screen paint and they were getting junk, because we got it over here on the table. The refusal, that mess. That's something else I can actually use against you too. Yeah, we sent this guy. You ever pop up in anything? Yeah, we sent him back his own paint. Oh, you better not pop up in anything. But I got so many charges against you. I got a freaking control order against you right now. Go ahead and pop up. See what happens. Wish you would.
This guy, at the end of the day, the biggest scammer on the face of the planet. I have no idea where to start with you first, man. Whether or not basically you're ripping off companies. I mean, a company at the end of the day who has to pay for trademarks, got to pay for patents, got to pay for copyrights. We got to pay for that stuff at the end of the day. And then you got this freaking jerk coming along, freaking ripping people's stuff off and selling it. Biggest thief on the planet. Gee whiz Louise, calls himself a businessman. Yeah, I don't know about that, buddy. Yep. Anybody that brings you up anywhere, I'm going to basically show up all that information you basically stealing from all this company. It's an investigation for that nonsense. You ain't getting away with that. That's under investigation. The minute a charge has been filed against you, it doesn't mean that because no one's come to your front door, nothing's going to happen. That means there's an investigation being brought up about you. They're collecting information on you to get ready to bring people to your front door. That's where that starts. Gee whiz Louise, man. I saw that. I was like, you God, that guy ripped off everybody. Just about everybody. Oh, by the way, Fernando, if you're still using that printing machine, just to let you know, I got several government agencies watching you. So everything you're doing right now has been documented. I even got my buddy over there. I got a buddy sitting on this page right now, documenting all his stuff right now. Everything he does, he's documenting it. Got people on your page right now. Because you have shown massive amounts of criminal activity. God, wow. Ripped off major companies. Let me see. Let's get back to this. God gracious. He had a nerve to sit there on that. Got that whole video talking about moving on to bigger and better things. Literally, we have that video. We got rid of it, but we had the copy of the actual video. Did you ever listen to that thing? Literally ever listen to that? He lies so much. You ever listen to that video where he's in there talking about moving on to bigger and better things? That's moving on to bigger and better things. Counterfeiting, piracy. Or that's moving on to bigger and better things. Okay, well, whatever. He did the screen painting business for his kids. So basically, you went out and you violated our copyrights and basically doxed on your address, stalked people, terroristic threats, all kinds of federal crimes you wouldn't believe, freaking perjury on an LLC, falsifying documents. You did all that for your kids. And then turned around and started a 3D printing business, which we already have in the video stating he's starting a 3D printing business. And now actually doing the 3D printing business, he ripped off a bunch of companies and sold it, made money off their profits. Gee whiz Louise. So, good gracious, man, I think he might be the worst person I've ever met in this business. He is the worst person I've met in this business. Most protection screens tested don't work well. The properties, let me see. Suffer from screen distortion and color distortion. Screen distortion. Let me see. Suffer from poor color balance and screen distortion. Now, we would have to say that most. We'll clean it up because make sure certifies are not in this category. Certifies don't have that issue. Certifies issues that they cost too much money and they don't produce contrast. That's pretty much it with them. But you guys make these paints, these gray paints, you have all kinds of issues. Screen distortion. Let's see. Known factor, poor ability to be able to pull a 100% black contrast. Known factor. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. If I'm writing this, am I wrong? Can you pull 100% contrast? No. Known factor. Gray. And white. Screens have poor abilities to be able to pull 100% contrast. Contrast. Second. Known factor. Gray and white projector screens have separate there. Have poor abilities to be able to pull 100% contrast, which is a crucial and major building block for projection screen applications. I'm curious, if Mr. Williams ever got a business off the ground, how would that work out? Because I've seen your writing, man. Your writing is brutal. You do not know how to write things out correctly. How would that even work at the end of the day? It'd be the same way as Jamie. I read through Jamie's specification sheet. The first time I read through his specification sheet, I thought I was having a stroke. Doesn't know how to word things. He had somebody write the one on eBay. Somebody wrote that. He didn't write that. But even the person who wrote it lied because, again, we had the paint right here sitting on the desk. It wasn't doing anything as he claimed, as he said it did in any way whatsoever, which is a crucial and major building block for projector screen application. Yeah, contrast is the main building block for your home theater setup.
That's why you have it on your projector. There's nothing on your projector set at 3,000 or 2,000,001 white level. You don't have it on a projector. It's black because that's the main crucial of a screen. It allows for ambient light rejection to thrive better. It allows for colors to pop higher. It allows for the deep, dark detail and definition of your screen to produce better because it basically pulls up a high contrast, which is a much requirement. It's like the equivalence of taking Marvel comics. Marvel comics have a lot of black into it to show up the detail and the artwork and that what the artist is trying to express. Now imagine if you did that with a whiteout marker. There you go.
A contrast is a major, crucial part of your projection screen setup. Without it, your screen fails. That's something I realized when I touched diamond technology. That's what I figured out when I saw this stuff. I was like, oh, shoot, okay, these guys got it going in the right direction. This is the direction I need to go in. And you guys so stuck to that gray, pasty dinosaur paint, and then this is where you're at now. Let me see. Let's see. Block. Let's see, block for potential screen applications. Second, gray screens have poor ambient light rejection technology. Gray screens have poor. You're claiming to have a 2.0. You don't have a 2.0. If you had a 2.0, you wouldn't be sitting there with your lights out all the time. Why do your lights always out when you have a 2.0 gain? That's impossible. Seconds. Like Rogers claims to have this massive high gain of 0.85, but yet the person in England
had it in a dark environment. What is a screen with a gain literally that high doing in a dark environment? You had them in a dark environment because your screen actually didn't come up black, it came up gray. We saw it in the demonstration. So you think you don't understand this when projectors cut on and off, they kind of go through this little still moment for about a couple of seconds, and your screen kind of flashes the color that it actually is. And your screen showed it multiple times. Which I got a copy of that too. Well, after the guy got rid of the video. Second, gray screens, gray screens, gray and white screens. Got to put both of them in there. Gray and white screens have poor ambient light. Ambient lights. Ambient lights. Ambient lights. Projection. No, they're on screens. Technology. Well, we do have amazing. Yeah, show me a video, please. Do please show me a start for demonstration. Full lit environment. Take those curtains and push them all the way back. I'm not talking about coming in there and seeing curtains like all the way over here, and you get no. Stop that nonsense, please. Take the curtains here and push them all the way back there. I want to see window light actually strike this screen, you know, and that condensed lighting that you have pushed to the back of the wall, take it and push it toward the screen. Heck, we did. Like I said, get a couple of lamps, take the shade off, lay it against the screen. Do that. Show me what you got. Don't be phony about it. Because again, everything that goes in here that I'm putting in, we're going to advertise this in every showroom, every tech show, everywhere. Which means if we haven't outed you enough on YouTube, out here, you're going to be everywhere. You're going to blast you everywhere. We're going to do, get a lawyer to sue me? Get a lawyer to sue me at the end of the day and say, hey, we want to sue this guy on YouTube because he said that our gray screens don't read black. Yeah, whatever. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Go ahead, go file your lawsuit. Go ahead. You'll get crushed in that courtroom. My technology will eat your screen alive. Go ahead and knock yourself out. Oh, it says we don't produce color. Go ahead. Play that game at the end of the day and see what happens. See how fast I'll wreck your screen in that courtroom. Don't do that. Don't even think about it. Governmentals won't even come near us. Don't do that. You'll get yourself crushed in there. This is what I want you to do. Take an egg and put it outside and step on it. That's what I'll do to you in the courtroom. You know, I'll obliterate you in there. Don't do that. This technology, what it does to a gray screen is crazy. And just to embarrass you when I get done with you, I'll bring out that technology, that black technology we have in the corner, and I'll change the color of the screen. I'll make it unrecognizable. Don't mess with us. Leave us alone at the end of the day. You guys constantly, that's what I say. You kind of remind me of the theory of the dragon. I told you, I love this theory. We're this big old, huge, massive dragon in our cave minding our own business because we couldn't care less what's going on in the town below. We don't care. We're just up there chilling at the top of our mountain, just enjoying what we enjoy. But you dummies in the taverns, you'll get down there and get the drinking and carrying like, yeah, this is a great big huge dragon like on the top of this very hill over here. He's got, I'm pretty sure he has like for everybody, we massacre, we take your armor, whatever you have on, you just take it and put it up in there. Right? So this is what I got things want to conquer us. And y'all get drunk and y'all get silly and y'all get stupid. And one of you got the dumb idea that I'm going to climb up on the top of this mountain. I'm going to go call out this dragon so he can basically fight him and take him out. And for us, it's like, there we go again with some dumb idiot down in this tavern. See, and you guys keep coming up this freaking hill and I'm sitting there minding my own business, doing my own thing, and you're like, dragon. I'm like, oh, great freaking goodness. What the freak you want? I'm not even coming out of the cave. I'm just yelling at you from inside the cave. I come to slay you. Go back down the mountain, mind your own freaking business, leave us alone. No, but you just keep going, right? And you keep going, right? Until we have to step foot out there and barbecue your behind. And now I'm in there picking my teeth with your armor among thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of armor laying over there that we had to destroy. And sooner or later, when we get tired of it, we're going to come down the side of that mountain. We're going to take that whole town out. There'll be nothing left of you out there. That's what that technology does in the corner. So, you like that story? I freaking love it. Anyway, let's move on. I'd be a great storyteller. I just thought about that. I was looking at the medieval times, like what would I have done in the medieval times? I'd be a great storyteller. I'd be telling all kinds of crazy stories. Like, wow, really? Like, yeah. That there playing music. Shh, quiet. Fantastic. I look at medieval times. I'm fascinated by medieval time. A fantastic storyteller, especially if he's famous, can go into the most rowdiest freaking pub at the end of the day or tavern and get everyone to get quiet. He can command quiet and be quiet just to listen to his amazing stories. But these stories, unfortunately for you guys, are real. So you guys climb up. That's what the matching betters are. Come on up. Come on and meet the dragon. I'll barbecue your behind. Remember Godzilla had that nuclear breath? I'll do that to you. I'm going to do that to that town pretty soon. Once we launch that stuff, then we'll definitely be hunting for your screen. Look at it. They're getting mad and leaving. I'm like, huh. How dare he talk to me that way? Huh. No, probably some of you are probably just going to work right now. It's pretty early in the morning anyway. But I like to mess with the naysayers. They're funny. Like, huh. And then he got mad. Yeah. You remind me of Prince and the American Charlie Murphy about it. Everybody knows where you got that shirt from, and the shirt was in the men's department. And he got upset. He was like, Come on, man. I launched, you can't get mad at me. I launched dozens and dozens of match betters. We did. We launched dozens of these things. Flex videos, all that. And we got nothing back. I see block projection screens. Second, gray and white projection screens. Gray and white. Let's finish this up if we're done. Gray and white projection screens have poor ambulate projection technology. Which can cause the screen to drastically wash out and lose color performance. Color and color. Performance. But yeah, I said before we can afford to cut our customer base. We can do it. Yeah, now we can. We can cut our customer base. We do a company's only. We can go B2B, business to business. That's what we can do. We can do that if we want to. Out here, what we're doing is companies out here. That's literally what we do. It's mostly companies. Where this thing is going at the end of the day, it's designed, it's advertised. This whole thing is structured mainly for companies. Now, we are going to be doing some business. I can basically, like I said, drop off new companies. I can go into an office building such like this right here. They have white projection screens. You see what our technology operates in its environment. Easily we can operate here. We can operate anywhere we want. So the fact that we can do that, we can prove to them at the end of the day, heck, I'm in an office building right now. I'm operating my screens with no problem. I'm able to replace my monitor once I'm done this because the other projector screen used for something else. But I actually ordered another one because I need to get monitor back to the things that goes from headaches anyway. But we can replace monitors. We can replace anything we want. So with that being said, we already got that proof right there. On top of that, I was in the carrying place. I was walking through that place, the entire unit with a projector operating anywhere I wanted in there. So with that being said, yeah, we could do an entire office building. And if they want, we got ad tech technology. We can advertise right to their glass. The new virtual tanks we got coming in. We can put showpieces throughout their entire environment. Anything we want. We engineer for the entire building. And we forgot about ad tech, the advertising part of it. But are we going to forget our customer base? Nah, not really. I like working with my customers. I really do. Because they will hear about their interesting projects and things they're working on, this, that, and the other. And on top of that, we forget our customer base. It's subjected to you guys at the end of the day. You guys suck. I'm talking about the other companies. You guys suck. You do. Your products are absolutely awful. If you're not too expensive and you cost the consumer too much money, and they got to go out and spend money for a god-awful expensive projector just to squeeze whatever little crap they're going to get out of that thing to just get something. That's not even anything at all, period. And if they can't afford that, their pockets aren't deep enough, they don't make enough money, then they're subjected to a gray or white screen, which is jacked up altogether. So, we're not leaving them at the end of the day. Just for big company, once they stick around and make sure they have what they need at the end of the day. That's what we do. That's how we first started. That's how it all started, people. Making sure that the consumer had a fair deal. And then the other people, the naysayers came in, they were strongly upset, trying to destroy Mr. Byrd's business. And now Mr. Byrd is about to go to the next level.
So that means that all that time that you did all that talk on your YouTube channel to try to convince people that our stuff didn't work, that these people who I'm actually doing the application for saw the technology. Now, they thought the technology didn't work, I wouldn't have that application. And why in the world, in my right mind, would I even fill out something like this? Put the time in something that I can't even back up if that was true. But then that means all my customers that show up their demonstrations, that means they wouldn't be real either. And that means the church in the promo demonstration, hey, that wouldn't be real either. Or the one with the 150-inch screen through the window. I mean, that definitely wouldn't be impossible since the screen came up too dark. I mean, heaven the Betsy, did I brainwash all people? Do I have some kind of special X-Men powers? What's going on here? Or is it that maybe my stuff works and you guys are jealous? Oh, that's what it is. My stuff works and you're jealous. You see the jealousy that these guys put in? Oh my goodness. Whatever's in the dark comes out into the light. That jealousy, man, they were jealous. They were so bitter and jealous. Look at that. Let's see. Oh, I forgot we're developing technology for expos. Okay, we got to add that in there too. They got to come and see this because there's no way in the world. I mean, they understand when the guy already came here and saw this, but we have to do a little show for him because our technology is different. All right, let me see. Answer: weakness of most projection screens that we have tested. Do not work well in commercial or residential properties. Poor color balancing and properties. Let's put down suffer from Let's see. Weakness of most projector screens that we have tested do not work well in commercial. Let's see. Weakness of most projector screens that we have tested. Oh, that's what perfect there. Do not work well. Do not work well in commercial or residential properties. Oh, right here is perfect right here. Suffer from poor color balance, and screen. I'm gonna bring this a little closer here. And screen distortion. Distortion. Known factor: gray and white projector screens have poor abilities to be able to pull 100% black contrast, which is a crucial and major building block. Major building block for projector screen applications. Second, gray and white screens have poor ambient light projection technology, which can cause the screen to drastically wash out and lose color and contrast performance, which is true. Let me see. Let's go with high performance certified gunmetal screens. You know what pops up for that one? Us. I told you, we literally conquered Google. We're everywhere. I don't even get to mention my company's name. Put it right there. That's our gunmetal technology. That's the stuff we engineered right there. We come up first because you know why? We beat every single gunmetal screen on the market. I tested them all. I beat them all. This is the technology we're launching on the Chris Witt site. It's being converted to a gunmetal site instead of specialized the best and advanced gunmetal on the market. We come up first. We did all that testing on gunmetal. That's why I said when I got people saying, "Oh, we got gunmetal," you don't have gunmetal. How the freak you got gunmetal? Your stuff's not ambient light rejection technology. How the freak does that even work? That's the whole purpose of gunmetal. Gunmetal having the ability to be able to pull up heavier contrast level because of a much darker screen. And Jamie did that. He sent us some paint, some Frankenstein, makes them out not ambient light rejection. How does that work? Dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life, I swear. This guy just makes it up as he goes along. Just make it up as he goes along. Whew, my goodness. Some of the stuff I seen that guy do scratches. It just has me baffled. And then what makes it even funnier, his followers. His followers are hilarious. Because he said, oh, it's a good, fantastic page, Jamie. It's freaking angle. I love it. You could make that stuff for $11. Actually, I did. I did make it for $11 and sent it to him. I literally made it for $11 and sent it to him. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? That's the most funniest thing I've seen in my entire life at the end of the day. How many people vouching for that stuff now that you know what it does? Matches house paint. You literally on your wall have house paint. You spent 60. No, it was before this. They spent $85 to $90 for house paint. You know how bad that sounds at the end of the day? That's like getting catfish. You got paint fished. You got paint fished. Not catfish, you got paint fished. You know, sounds kind of weird. Paint fish, catfish. He got you. He got you. He robbed you guys, man. You guys are really loyal customers to him. He robbed you guys blind. Don't be mad at me about it. I'm the one that ripped you off at the end of the day. Should have came to us, but you went over to him. You got ripped off. I saw that stuff match that Network Race 773. Oh, I feel sorry for the people watching this right now. Boy, that was a hurt piece at the end of the day. And then we got him deleting the video on top of that, trying to hide it. That was the same video that we were going to post to his Facebook page when he pulled it. You didn't want nobody seeing that video. You want no one to see that video. Well, yeah, he was in there all high and mighty, showing up for seats and talking all this trash on camera. Like, yeah, well, the one thing he did say that was correct. He did say at the end of the day they made a good primer. Yeah, your paint makes a good primer. I literally use it to paint my robot over there for my PC. I use it to prime my robot. But anyway, yeah, it makes a great primer. And when that thing matched, oh man, I would have given up my left arm just to be there in the room when his heart just went when it just crashed. Boy, that's brutal. That is brutal. Get caught in a live stream and there's no way to get out. You can get out of live streams. You're in there. You make a mistake in there, you are done. Now, mind you, he only did 2 of these. No, that one. No, which one was pre-recorded? The Bear Service Cam was pre-recorded. The one he did on the network, that was live. We do these every day. We do live demonstrations on Black versus Black every freaking day, like it ain't nothing. Because you know why? Our stuff is tested. We know what it does. But you didn't know what your stuff didn't do. Because if you knew what your stuff was going to match that stuff, you would have never did the demonstration, which clearly shows everybody at the end of the day he never tested his stuff. And he went there and that paint matched. Oh my goodness, man! I swear, that video was brutal to watch. It was brutal. I even felt sorry for him. It was that brutal. I literally felt sorry for that video. It was brutal, but you did it to yourself. I mean, he was doing all these freaking excuses and talking about the crazy stuff and trying to block the screen. I don't know what the point of blocking the screen was. We already saw it already from the door. And then it was the non-stuff knocking the camera over and putting it back up and walking out of the room and coming back in. And he could do. He was done. And then the worst thing about it is how badly he treats his customers at the end of the day. He continued to sell the product after he got busted. Because we got that documented. We can show a timeline of when he got caught to the timeline of how many months he still continued to try to sell the product. Still try to rip you guys off. And the sheep came here like, oh my goodness, the product is so amazing. It's so excellent. It's lovely. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, you got ripped off of $95 to $85 on house paint. Do you know how much a bucket of that stuff costs? The Network Race 773 is $17. Actually, now it's probably like $20 now because of the inflation and all. But it's like $20 for a gallon. A gallon. And you paid $95 to $85 for a quart. It's like you bent over and Jamie got a pair of cowboy boots, took a running start, and just field goal. You got field goal. Now, look. For those people at the end of the day that didn't know better, their first time buying, and Jamie sweet talked you and showed you something, I felt sorry for you because you got ripped off. But the ones that were basically cheering him, like, oh no, his products are the best.
They're the best, the best. You're just jealous because his products are the best. Well, people who screamed about that, where's his website? Where's his Facebook page now? Where's anything at? Nothing. Okay. Last I checked, that's the best was something that usually sticks around. Yep. We told y'all from the door the guy was a ripoff artist because we've had confrontations with Fernando. We know him. We told you. Oh, you're just being jealous because his product is better than yours. Good luck with that freaking house paint sitting on your wall right now. You can stare at that every day, realize exactly how he got you, how he ripped you off. That's a constant reminder for the rest of your life that you'll remember that guy stole from you. And at the end of the day, you ain't going to be able to do anything about it. So he ripped you guys off good. Well, look at you. Looking all extra furry today. Why are you so extra furry? Extra furry. Didn't you want to coat in? Ooh. Taco. Denario. You did an amazing job. Come over here. Give me lovins. Give me lovins. Give me lovins. I dare you fight the lovins. Come here. Anyway, as I said before. Yeah. Man. Sheesh. Talk about bend over backwards and getting the cowboy boot, man. It's like Chuck Norris took a kick at you right up in your crack. Yeah. He got you guys good. He ripped you guys off so badly. And I'm laughing at the people who vouch for and talked all that trash to us. Because I got your transcripts and you talking trash to me. I got all that stuff. All your transcripts, everything. We document everything. You know that, right? We have to document everything, like I'm doing now. But anyway, yeah, we got them in talking mad trash about how amazing that paint is. And then we matched that Network Grade 773. All of them got quiet. Just went right up in the crack. Yeah. You feel good. The daylight's out of you guys. Yeah. Bend over, touch your ankles. He got you good. Right up in there. Right up in there. Don't get mad at me. I told y'all. I warned you. I sent your emails and said, look, don't buy that stuff. Don't buy it. It's house paint. We knew it was house paint. We could tell it was house paint by looking at it from camera. It was definitely house paint. We knew what it was. And we told you. And the Frankenstein demonstration, I looked on the counter. I saw that the small can and the short can. I told you what it was. But y'all guys, oh, no, you're just jealous. Yeah. Reach down and grab them bootstraps. Get all the way down there. Get all the way down there. And Jamie will come running at you at 100 miles an hour. I'm going to put some, you're going to come running at you. You're going to jump on that trampoline and just get, yeah, right up in there. Oh, man, get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. It's not my problem. It's your problem. You brought the stuff. We told y'all. We warned y'all about this guy. We told you he was a thief. We told you this. We told you he was a major scammer and thief. And then after all that, right, after he lost the business, what did he do next? Did he start a business at the end of the day that would pretty much, wouldn't have anything to do with criminal activity? No, he started a counterfeiting ring in his apartment with a 3D printer. Unlawful use of a 3D printer. He committed major crimes in there with that. Oh, my goodness, man. Y'all literally gave up your address and credit card information to a criminal. That's what you did. And if Jamie sits there and says, hey, you slandered me, go ahead. Go get a lawyer. Go call the cops. Go ahead. Go to a lawyer and call the cops and say, hey, I went on YouTube and called you a criminal and a counterfeiter. Do I need evidence to back up what I just said? Because I got plenty of it. Because you are a criminal counterfeiter. You literally just watch your video talk about how you basically were selling licensed trademark teams to customers and to companies making money and then operating 3 dangerous machines in your apartment without covers, the proper ventilation systems. And the apartment you have is not enough to have enough ventilation for 3 of those machines. It won't cover it. I check license inspection and all that stuff on your apartment, your blueprints and all that stuff. Your building's not zoned to operate that type of equipment. At that, you don't even have a license to sell in the state of California. So what are you going to say at the end of the day? Yeah. At that, a bigger problem he has for him at the end of the day, oh, I'm done, almost done. Bigger problem he had for you at the end of the day is, did you kill yourself? Because there's a good chance you sucked in a whole bunch of those small fiber optic little particles that are probably right now embedding themselves into your freaking chest cavity, your lungs, your bloodstream. You breathed in a lot of that stuff. So here's the theory about when you breathe in poison. The thing about it, you may feel a little dizziness from time to time, here and there, a little coughing may pop up, but you don't know exactly how bad that damage is about to get. This is a slow process that pops up. Trust me, I know I've been through it before. It's a slow process. It's a very slow process. But once it kicks in, it's like a runaway train on a 90-degree slope. It's just not going to stop until it crashes. And this thing is going to get bad for this guy. This guy's going to suffer a lot of pain. Remember when I sat there and made the statement that the things he did will be paid in blood? Remember I said that because of the sins he's committed? Yeah, that stuff right there is brutal. I mean, I thought I breathed in some stuff. I was trapped in with mold. I would rather be trapped in mold any day than what that comes out of that machine. From what I've read on the poisons that come out of those machines, I would rather be trapped in a mold infested building than actually breathe that stuff in. That stuff is terrifying. I'm curious how many people were operating those machines before they realized that those things were dispersing that kind of poison out. But then again, you are burning plastic. You're melting plastic. So, that's going to happen, But again, yeah. Burning wood and burning plastic is two different forms of when you see that black smoke. Black smoke when you burn plastic comes off differently when you burn wood. Yeah, he poisoned himself. And then he saturated that apartment with those particles, which he can wash, vacuum, clean. It ain't gonna do a quarter good. It's saturated into the apartment. But anyway, that's another story for him. High performance certified gun owners, dreams. Have excellent color and excellent ambient light rejection technology. Yes, they do. Tested these things before. They got the CLR, ceiling light rejection technology. Had all their stuff already. I tested everything from the leak screens. Ceiling light rejection technology. Was any competition with ours? No. No. If their company ever wants to do a side by side, let me know. Excellent. They have excellent, but they do have their stuff is better than the paint's way better. That's why they cost a little more. Let me see. Excellent. 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 I'm so glad we had this time together. No, I'm not saying that right now. Let's see. Have excellent color. Have excellent color. Excellent color. Have excellent color. Not excellent color. Excellent color and excellent color. And a darker shade of gray, not completely black. Let me see. A darker shade of gray, that's better than gray and white screens. That's true. Darker shade of gray, that's better than gray and white screens. That's definitely true. Let's see. Excellent color. Have excellent color and excellent darker shade. Excellent darker shades. That's right there. Shades of gray that are better than gray and white screens. I'm going to put all this to a spelling checker, believe it or not. Comes to contrast levels. But weaknesses are that they cost too much money. No. Weaknesses They are extremely expensive and do not produce 100% contrast. Oh, sure, we put that in and we forgot to put the gain to on top of that. Let's see. Also, they have the ability to be able to operate in fully lit environments. Also, do okay, so do the icon. They have the ability. Okay, also due to their high gain, they have the ability to be able to operate and should be fully lit environments, not inflatable lit environment. What the heck is an inflatable lit environment? And fully lit environments. Make sure that's clearly there, because you have to be truthful. Let's say gray that are better than gray. When it comes to contrast levels, also, let's see, also due to their high gain, they have the ability to be able to operate in fully lit environments. But are extremely expensive. But are extremely expensive and do expensive. Let me see. But are extremely expensive and do not have 100% black contrast levels, such as our products. Extremely expensive and do not have 100% contrast. Like, contrast. 100% contrast. Should be 100% contrast here. How do we even skip and get that in between there? Like how? 100% contrast levels, such as our products. Yeah. Should be not what, not what, but. But are extremely expensive and do not have 100% contrast. Just going to add something there. We also beat them in color balance too. But are extremely expensive, do not have 100% contrast levels, or perfect color balance next to our technology. Perfect color balance. Next to our technology. Let's see. Contrast. Okay. And do not have 100% contrast. Contrast. Black levels. Put down true black levels. True black levels. And
And perfect color balance next to R. Next to R. ILEG. Black. TECHNOLOY. Let's see. Bring you guys with me. Let's see. Paper. Screen. Paints. And screens. Screens. Here. Let me see. Also in testing that we found that certified projection screens do not work. I can't put that in there. Let's see. Also in testing with certified projection screens, any certified projection screen, you let me know when I'm wrong here, because I've tested your stuff. And I know for a fact that you guys require special ultra short throw screens in order to operate ultra short throws. Notice that some of your stuff doesn't work with ultra short throws or short throw projectors, because I've been to that already. I've actually read through your instruction manuals when I got your stuff. Requires special screens for ultra short throw or short throw projection. Requires special screens for ultra short throw or ultra short throw. No, that was already right there. That's good. Or short throw projection. Oh, I got it right. Okay, cool. Some suffer from narrow viewing cone effect. Narrow viewing cone effect. That's when you look at the screen from the front, you turn to the side, left or right, the screen becomes dark. As you turn left to right, it's a narrow viewing cone effect. They don't explain this stuff to you in their videos, do you? Do they? Did no one explains this stuff to you guys in the video? See, this tells you at the end of the day that when we write this stuff in like this, when we have our specification, this is why people steal our specification sheets, because they don't know what they're talking about. So they have to come to us, take our sheets so they can sound like they know what they're talking about. The problem is that when you take one of our sheets at the end of the day, you're still going to have to back up everything it says in there. The problem is we can, what we can, you can't. That's how that works. So good luck on that one. That's a funny one to watch. That's why he had to drop the whole eBay listing, because again, can't back that stuff up. $270 and $250 on some black paint he can't even make. Let's see. Let's see. Answer weaknesses. Most of projection screens. Let's see. Now reviewing come effect and certified gray projection screens. Well, no. Certified gunmetal projection screens. Give me that again. Certified gunmetal projection screens are not to be used outdoors. Because I've never seen one. I've never seen a certified screen ever outdoor. And I read through applications and no, you're not supposed to take them outside. You know, we realized when we did demonstrations, we never took the screens outside because they're not meant to be outside. So we have a black technology that reads from ultra short throw projectors. They can't read from it and can read outside and they can't read outside. And besides, you're talking about Outdoor projection screens are huge. So you're talking about roughly a screen that's going to cost you 100 inches is going to cost you roughly about 3,000 to 5,000. Do you have any idea what 150 inches that thing's going to cost you at the end of the day? Yeah, a lot of money. What about 250 inches? What about 235.1? There you go. Anyway. Expensive. Don't forget to put that expensive in there. Expensive. Expensive certified gun mount projection screens are not to be used outdoors. Let me see. Bum, 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 bum. Also, keep in mind that these screens also need high-grade, expensive projectors in order to operate. Because you do, you're always on 4K machines. Every time you turn on 4K this, 4K that, 4K this, 4K that, 4K this, 4K that. It costs the customers a lot of money. Also keep in mind that these projector screens also need high-grade, expensive projectors in order to operate. Because we see it every time, every single time. And on top of that, once you get the machines, you got to calibrate these things at the end of the day. Which I'm adding there too, because it's true. Boom, boom, boom. Where's it at right here? Boom. There we go. Let me see. Also, keep in mind that these screens also need high-grade, expensive projectors in order to operate. Let me see. Also, including the customer. Let me see. Also, will include the customer who will have to calibrate the projectors for color balance. Let me see. Also, making the customer calibrate the projector for perfect color balance. And Jamie preaches about that all day long. Every freaking site that I went to besides him, it's the same thing. Calibrate, 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 calibrate. Seriously, what the heck am I calibrating 1.7 billion colors for? The freak? You know, it's funny because people get mad at that. Like, you go buy the projector, they don't tell you at the store you got to calibrate. No one tells you that. Even with the OLED TVs, you got to calibrate. I don't get me started on OLEDs. I got a whole section there for OLEDs in the day. They're pretty easy. They're next, so I put them in there next. Yeah, you guys went up with that, doing that whole tradition nonsense, right? Also making the customers calibrate the projectors for perfect color balance, which can be a headache. Which can be a headache. Our technology can replace OLED TVs. Now, for anyone to sit there and go, oh, no, you can't. Oh, yes, the freak we can, because we read an infinity black level. You can't pick that up. I don't even know how the freak you're doing OLED demonstrations to begin with. You can't read that contrast level. You've seen side-by-side demonstration with our screen next to a TV? It looks just like it. We pick up white levels. We pick up the contrast.
And we pick up the color. Y'all can't even read any of that whatsoever. And I'm in OLED form sites all the time. On top of this, the benefits of our technology next to OLED is we cost far less than they do. On top of that, we can go to places, do things that their screens can't even do. Try taking your OLED outside and see what happens. Let it sit out there for years. See how long it lasts. It ain't going to be out there for much long. It's going to break in no time at all. What happens if little Susie, little Tommy takes a metal spoon or throws a car and strikes your screen? What happens? They also suffer from dead pixel issues. They also have problems with burn-ins. There's a whole lot of issues that these TVs have. Some of them, sometimes at the end of the day, that little motherboard you have sitting back there connected to a GPU so your screen can pop on, sometimes that burns out. You ever come home, turn your TV, hear sound, but nothing else because the GPU, your video card, where they have in that system is gone. They don't have TV tubes anymore. Those are the old TVs. TVs had TV tubes back in the day. These have little microchips in them. And microchips overheat and they burn out. Guess what? A whole lot of crap can go wrong with your TV. It's like the TV VCR scenario. If you ever had one of them, if the VCR went out, the TV went out. If the TV went out, the VCR. It was like the way they were working. If one went out, the other one went out. It was a bit of a mess. The same thing like your OLED. You got this great big huge TV that generates a ton of heat, no fans, no cooling system, nothing going on back there, but a little small fan, and you got to press against the wall with all this heat. Yeah, guess what? Your system's going to burn out on you. Yeah, there you go. That's why you see, and most of them that you see sitting in the trash can't fix those things. The screen literally costs more than fixing the TV itself. Yeah, that's just funny right there altogether. That's just hilarious. And you will calibrate those things. So they do require calibration. I've seen people calibrate TVs. Let's see. People say, well, you're not the same. I haven't had a TV, honestly, in 15 something years. So that tells you right there. See, I go to their form sites and I go, hey, where'd you guys get a projection screen? Like, we don't know projection screen. It doesn't pull contrast like a freaking OLED. We got to be in the dark all the time with it. You know what I mean? No one wants to deal with that nonsense. They can say calibrate, they calibrate themselves. And then I show my black technology. Well, I can go outside. I can watch movies. I can watch it off the ceiling. I can watch it off the floor. I can be in a fully lit environment. I reach 100% contrast. I got amazing color capabilities. My white levels are immaculate. And then they look at my stuff and they go, how much? Yeah, because then I got to deal with the Stonehenge effect. And if little Bobby or whatever wants to go take a metal spoon to your screen, you're not going to damage the screen. If you basically chip it just a little bit, you can just boop, paint over top, you're done. It blends in. Not no multi-coat application. That's when the guy was telling you do this whole multi-coat, the first one, the second one, the third one, the fifth one, all that bull crap in the day. So what happens if a duck or something, you get the screen outside and something pees or sprays on your screen or something happens and your screen gets damaged and you can't really clean. You got a white spot in there you can't clean off because it's on a black surface and it looks awkward. How do you do that? You're just going to put one coat. You can't put one coat. You just put 5 coats on it to make the screens. That means you have to put an additional 5 coats on that one spot to fix it. He didn't even think about that one, did he? No, they never do. They never do. Never do. You know what is funny? This is not enough. I have so much I want to say that this is the bare minimum for me. This is bare minimum for me. This is just basically not even explaining like everything. I'm going bare minimum. I got so much to say. There's so much to say. Can y'all do that? Yeah, look, let me tell you something. What I wrote in here is bigger than most people's specification sheets on their products right now. Let's see. Our technology screens, our technology has put down the ILEG, or ILEG, and oh, really? You wrote reverse on that one? So you were capped all the whole entire time? ILEG and SFEG. Now, if they ask me, like, what's FFEG? Like, it's some fusion energy gain, man. And I say, hey, can you back this up? Well, sure. I got videos on video, but if you want to see it in real life, I just meet at the park. Now, if I ask somebody at the end of the day, what's range gain? Can you tell me what it is? Can you show me what it is? I'll get nothing back on it. There you go. Does your screen paint have a 2.0 gain like the Metallica mix? No, it doesn't. Why does the Metallica mix is the only one that has a gain? Oh, wait. I forgot. The Frankenstein was supposed to have a 3.0. It's a 3.0. How's this? Never mind. Forget it. That's just stupid. How does it have a 3.0, but it's not ambient light rejection?
Gee, y'all don't pick up on that stuff when you buy this stuff, do you? No one researched it. I hate to. Uh, People bought that paint, especially if you read through that specification sheet and you still bought that paint. I couldn't imagine the things that you purchase on an everyday. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if your house was basically infested with mold or basically if you had termites or basically infested with roaches or silverfish. I wouldn't be surprised on that because you probably wouldn't even read the contract right. Oh, sign. Gee, infrastructure damage. I wouldn't be surprised because you read through that. It's almost like they read through that and bought that stuff. Like, yeah, apparently they did. I have a specification sheet posted. And even though the site's gone, specification still posted. I have it posted to show people that people read through this and bought it. And have his customers duplicated videos at the bottom. What are you gonna do? For your video, you can't. It's a duplicated video. You can't pull those down. They're up there. You can't sue me for it either because you posted the video. You were proud of the product. So if you take me to court and says, "Hey, I want the video removed," so what do you want it removed for? You posted it. You were surprised. Oh, you want it removed because you got scammed by this guy at the end of the day who ripped you off, and now you're embarrassed. Tell the truth. There you go. You bought yourself a gimmick paint. All right, I was in technology, screen technology can replace OLED TVs. And are 5 times more affordable. 5 times more affordable. With many perks that OLEDs can't accomplish. Now, remember that video I did when I said what OLED TVs can't do? Now you know why we made the video. Because they were asked on it. There you go. We can show you all the stuff that OLED can't do. Good luck taping your OLED to the ceiling. See how that works at the end of the day. But they make the things are so expensive. They're so expensive for those panels. Unbelievably expensive. Yeah, good luck with that. Let's see. What I put down there? OLED. Can't accomplish. Can't. Many perks that OLEDs can't accomplish. OLED TVs. Put that TV in there. And they know what it is, but still, TVs can't accomplish. I got so many people contact me about replacing their TVs with our technology. Due to extensive testing, our products do not suffer from any of the. Let me see. Due to extensive testing, our products do not suffer from any of the issues that these other screens suffer from. Let's see. Due to extensive testing, our products do not suffer from any of the issues that these other projections. Recap on this. We are projector screens or TVs. Let me read the level TV. Projector screen. Let's say, due to extensive testing, our products do not suffer from any of these issues that these other projector screens. Projector screens. Why have it there twice? These other projector should be screens here. Let me see. Other projector screens. Or screen paints. Okay, but see, we got 7:54, doing good time. That's when we came in to get it done early. Boom! Get it done early, people. They get it done early. Early. So that's what I said. You hear me a million times on camera. Test your stuff. 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 I tell you like 100 times, test your stuff. And you guys want to do it. You want to cut these corners. Like that whole Frankenstein bit, that paint was all washed out at the end of the day. That stuff looked disgusting. You think anyone would give him money for y'all did. Forgot about it. Let's bump it up a little bit. You think any company, distributor, investor would literally paint that stuff down to the screens? No. No way in the world. And you guys say, what about the church? What about the church? When we saw the demonstration, it was horrible. It wasn't even in a fully lit environment. The fire exits were dark. You literally asked the preacher on the podium that we're in a fully lit environment. You're that blind, you couldn't see that environment wasn't fully lit. There's no way in the world churches operating that dark at the end of the day. You would have all types of freaking fire safety codes going on in there. The fire exits were completely dark. The majority of the lighting in the environment was off. You can see in the ceiling that thing is really well lit in there. So no. You're going to ask that question? And I looked at you at the end of the day like, wait a minute, what? Now, you can't tell that this is... When's the last time you've been in a church or any form of commercial establishment at the end of the day? You can't tell that all the lights aren't in there. And then sits there and says that, oh, this is better than black technology. And you can't even operate in a fully lit environment with that stuff. And you can clearly see on his side, on the stage was well lit, as you can see. Had the white screens. They weren't even painted yet. They were the white screens. And his screens were sitting on the side. It was dark over there because that's where the fire exits were at. It was dark in that section. And then say, oh, we're a little better once we calibrate. You have never heard me on camera ever say, oh, we're great once we calibrate it. You couldn't get a screen to fire up on the projectors he had in that environment. You know the projectors he had in the environment were full beast mode. You know there were big boy machines in there. And you mean to tell me you couldn't get that stuff to operate in that fully lit environment? Are you kidding me? Fernando, please give me a break sometimes. I swear. Now I'm sitting at a restaurant over there with a projector that costs roughly under $400, pushing 150 in through a storefront window. Are you kidding me? Did I go outside and say, hey, are the lights on out here? Oh, please, give me a break. Are the lights on out here? Hey, we got lights on out here. Are the lights on out here? Lights on out here? Yeah, right, man. When I was over at the carrying place over there, I produced projection screens every inch of that building, even outside through the window, through sunlight. Please. You got to be kidding me. That stuff will be horrible. Thank God, no one put that stuff anyplace else. Oh, yeah, the school did it. Good gracious, that thing washed out, man. Discoloration, man. Let me see. And they had a powerful projector, too. I think it was huge, like the size of a suitcase. Let's see. Due to extensive testing, our products do not suffer from any of these issues that these other projector screens and screen paints, and put down TVs.
Information from Arkings.com.
TVs. So make sure we got that spelled in there rightly. TVs. No, capital S. Nope, you don't capital. No capital. TVs. Other words, stating that other competition has nothing to compete with us in any way. Other words, that other competition has no way to compete with us in any other way. Other words, that any, other words, that should be any other, not there, any other competition has no way to compete with us in any other way. There we go. Now, anyone feels at the end of the day that I'm wrong on that statement, come challenge me. Challenge me. What do you got? Come show me something. Show me something. Don't bring me a great paint. Please don't do that. That's embarrassing. I get tired of questioning those things. Bring me something. Bring me something high tech. If you claim that you're a black screen technology in the day, show me tests that compare to ours. I want at least to see 60 of these tests. Mind you, if you have this product and you don't have these tests, we can challenge you in court on this thing. I can ruin your company because, again, I need to see if you're doing the same thing we're doing. So the black on black test, you should have those first. You're going to need about a lot of those, about 60, 70 of those to complete with. You have to have all this done before you sold the product. Because if you're complaining to be me, you should be to complete all my tests, right? All right, then. So none of that fake mess, black Series C crap at the end of the day. Tomorrow I got this black paint, blah, 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 blah. Couldn't get the stuff to turn black. Like, how in the world you not get paint to turn black? I think that would be the key feature of the paint, that it's black. And when you think so, that you're going to buy something like a black couch, you want it to be black, right? You don't want to come out with a gray couch or a yellow couch. Like, no, that's not what I ordered. I ordered a black couch. So we know what the colors are. Your screen came out gray. And apparently, for some reason, Daniel McAfee did not see that one. I had no idea how he didn't see that. Everybody said, like, wait, was it a live demonstration? Like, no, it was actually pre-recorded. So he had to know that the screen was gray. Of course he had to. If someone's colorblind, you guys are colorblind. How in the world did he take a black surface and stick it against the screen and then claim the screen to be gray? That means black. That means the entire time through the whole demonstration when he was talking, he was lying because he said the screen was black. So you had to realize that before you started the video. What is wrong with you guys over there? Seriously, you got to stop drinking pool water. Pool water is not meant to be drunk. Sometimes it gets in your mouth, like spit it out as fast as you put it, but you don't drink this stuff. I think you guys drink pool water. Because why? How in the world would he not see that one coming? And then all of a sudden, when the projector turns to a star field, now we start lying. Well, what we have here is a person who had to realize that that screen was gray the entire time before he did the video. Unless he didn't like the guy and he was going to sabotage him. Something went wrong in there, because how would you just realize that when the star field came on? You should have realized that the first minute you placed the surface up against the screen. You would have realized that. Yeah, baffles me on that one. I don't know. I swear, you guys are like the movie Once Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I swear. Then you got the other one trying to do the same demonstration in his paint, and he shot it in this narrow, real thin view, like portrait view, so you couldn't compare the screen to anything in the environment that may be actual black. But the problem where he screwed up is those pulled down screens, those bottom halves at the bottom, they're black. That's the way to see the difference. And he pulled the video. And all of a sudden, the video pops up again and the screen's black. Oh, man, you guys are a bunch of cartoons. That's why I said, when we saw that stuff, I said, man, you guys aren't no threat at the end of the day. Your product can't even take off. YouTube is not the high point of selling products. YouTube is used for advertising, hoping that it leads to other bigger things, like expos, shows, trade shows, distributorship, contracts, all that stuff. That's what you want it to lead to. It's advertisement. Let me see. Other words, that any other competition has no way to compete with us on any level, on any other, compete with us in any other way. All right, yes, definitely something right there. How many did we get wrong in this? That's what I like doing that. How many do we get wrong in this? We don't do this in any other way. All right, last one. What has been a failure rate of your competitors in the last few?
Yeah, good gracious. We massacred you guys, man. We massacred you guys, man. I swear. I swear we massacred you guys so bad. I don't even know where to start at, man. We got you to return money back to our accounts. We got you to shut down pages. I had the Series C crap. We had shut that page down. Got them to cancel like 13.8 million people out of the state of Pennsylvania, including 9 more additional states. Good gracious. Where do we start? I'm just going to sum it up. This is too much. If they want to see it, we got the blacklist been sent to them. Good gracious, you guys committed all kinds of fraud. Jamie Fernando's name shows up in FBI files and also shows up over in the Allentown Police Department. His name, Williams' name, McAfee's name, all the names are in there. All your names are in there in those files. My goodness, where do we even start? What has been the failure rate of your competitors in the last few years, and why have they failed? Oh my goodness, where did we put that in the day? Heck, where would I start? How would I even start with this? Sheesh. Most of you guys are going to end up in that courtroom, right? You're going to be in that courtroom. We're going to be suing you guys for this mess, the dumb stuff you did. I'm taking a couple of lawsuits because they can't basically back up. Good gracious. I have no idea how to work with that one. I just want to put down, we just crushed them at the end of the day, because we crushed you guys. All the certified screens we tested, they were more professional at the end of the day. They were very professional, certified and professional. But anyway, we beat their screens. Any company carrier take me to court? So they're saying that you can't take one out. Oh, man, this black technology will eat a dark star 9 to year with no problem. What do we got, man? Seriously. See, this is the reason I'm telling you, our price is going up. Our price is going up by a lot. Obviously, you know that. Yeah, it is. It's going to go up by a lot. Next stage, next level. You're dealing with a whole new different client now. The level's price is going up. See, this is why I told y'all from the door that why we are offering this technology. We did that as a thank you for our customers. But we do eventually have to, because our situation changes now. We're no longer going to be online, but I got to make the storage and all that stuff. That stuff costs money. So our price got to go up. And our technology is worth its weight in gold. So we can get that money easy. We can get it very easy for it. These companies will contract their technology for a lot of money. But this is what we told y'all. Take advantage while the price is where it's at, because it's going to change. Now it's going to change. It's going to be not too expensive, because we can't make it too expensive, because we have to have it, or we can compete with these guys. But you're talking about a screen of paint that's under the $400 mark. I'm sorry, $500 mark. I think it's $400 mark. That can easily take out $7,000 screens. And we can easily get $1,000 a quart for that stuff. Easy. And if you're saying no, I paint, oh please. Our stuff is better than everybody else's. If it wasn't, by now we would have had somebody take out our screen. I've been around, 15 years? All right, then. Cheerio, on the way and upward. Don't we got to be outside today? We were supposed to be outside yesterday. I got caught up in, I got videos on launch. I haven't had time to do that yet. I got other videos on launch when I get done with this, because I got stuff I have to do for the promo demonstrations. What has been the failure rate of your competitors in the last few years, and why have they failed? I've got to keep it in one simple thing. They were crushed by the mighty hand. Crush. It was the crushing. We crushed them. Let's see. Failure rate. But there's a way this thing's a little better. Failure rates. Best way to put it. Their products are outdated. Because your stuff is outdated. Big time. There's no way in the world you guys should be operating on gray and gunmetal screen. You should have black technology right now. Their projection screen products are outdated. Projection screens. Only thing I can say at the end of the day, that literally we are almost close to not even our equal, but gives us a confidence, is a TV. That's the only thing we have left. What do you guys really have that can go against my screen right now? My paint right now. What do you have? The gray screens? Are you kidding me? You can't read a contrast. I'm going to wipe you guys clean easily. I can take out entire. Let's just move on. You don't have that ability. White screens? No. Heck no. Gunmetal screens? No. You can read that. You can do your full lit environment. Yeah, you can do that. And you pick up a darker shade, but you don't read black. We read black, so we can conquer you easy. And we pick up better colors than you do. You can't go outside with that stuff. You're definitely not weatherproof. And half your stuff don't even work on ultra short throw projectors. Some of you guys suffer from narrow viewing cone effects. So no, you wouldn't be in our category. So then what's next? Do y'all do ceiling projection technology? No. You do floor projection technology? No. Any of y'all work with projector mapping? Heck no. You don't work with no projector mapping. Visual effects? None of that. Interact technology? No. You know why you wouldn't work with interactive technology? Because when something black comes up on the screen, like you have to move stars and planets around in that deep outer space galactic world, you can't pick up black. So where would you work? Movies? Heck no. Gaming? No. Any form of outdoor cinema? No. You can't even work in trade shows. There's nowhere for your stuff to work at. So where would you fit in next to us? And that's just the paint. We haven't talked about the outside technology that reads the first daytime projection screen. We can advertise our technology. We can have somebody sitting on a wall watching the screen. Next thing you know, can take the screen and put it in their business in the window, show an image to it, or you can take it out and park and watch a movie. You can't even come close to that. What about submerging your screen underwater and pushing a 3D image through it? You can't do that. Your screens are not submersible. Again, that's the best way I can explain it. And TVs can't do any of that. You can put a TV underwater, but it's going to have to be in some kind of case. And that's going to be expensive. So, yeah. Okay. Their product and projection screen paints. Their product, their projection screens. These are outdated. Let's see. So you can't really sit there and say, "Oh well, no." Their projection screens. Screens. It is what it is. That's why I do this whole thing. I document this one. I'm gonna come back and look at this years later when my company's a multi-million-dollar business and go, this is where I started my first application at. I see. Get out of there. Let me see. And projector screen paint products are outdated. Compared to our product's performance in testing, which I don't have. Or the certifieds do have testing. But what level, I don't know. Because every time I see one of these screens which have these tremendous amounts of gain, I have no idea why these things are operating in these ambient controlled environments. Oh, we haven't got about the ambient rejection now. We haven't even talked about that. But they're time to bring that up too on top of that in there. I can write them another note on top of that note. Let's see. Compared to our product's performance in testing. Let's see. Our ILEG gain. ILEG, no. See, that's it. We're literally plastered everywhere. So that means that any one of these companies or business we do business with just types in IOE gain, we pop up showing our technology reading outside, inside, whatever, fully lit environments. It's just everywhere. We flooded. That's why why do you think we're dropping all those videos in? So those videos weren't being dropped in for views. Those videos were being dropped in over and over again to flood the AI system. So that way, basically, that anytime any typed in any keyword, we would come up first. So now we have so much of this stuff flooded into the system that it means that anybody basically looking for our company, any information, will find all that technology that we put out. That's why we drop 10, 12, 13 videos in a day onto the site. On top of that, it shows other people at the end of the day that we have more knowledge than the rest of you. We got that much information and we could drop that many videos in, and you're only doing one video. That shows at the end of the day you don't know what you're doing. That's why a guy sat there and said, I don't have to do 10 because you don't have nothing to talk about on that stuff at the end of the day. You don't have to do. Your stuff don't work. See right there? See what that is? That's a screen with a 6,000 halo system on top of it with 24,000 on landing on top of that screen. And it's reading perfectly. When we talk about we're the best in ambient light rejection technology, we back it up. 180-degree viewing angle at 6,000 lumens in that screen. Can't touch us. That's what a screen paints. And then y'all get mad at me at the end of the day. You're upset because you couldn't conquer my business. That's what you're upset about. And you thought you were going to destroy us. Please. I conquered companies bigger than you guys at the end of the day. You just warm up for what we're about to hit next. There is nothing to stop us. So it means at the end of the day, if any company comes against us, you'll get crushed. And for the customers, well, they'll get the best technology on the planet. And wait till you see what that stuff does at 100%. If you think the screen paint's a nightmare, wait till you see what that sun technology does. We go anywhere the freak we want with that technology. I can be in the middle of the park. I can be downtown. I can go anywhere I want with it. You can't do that. Now that's what you call a Frankenstein monster. Oh, by the way, it's painted on the boxes. Did you know that? Oh man, they're about to let us loose pretty soon. They're going to let us loose. You have any idea the rampage we're going to cause in a forum site on any expo we drop in? Can you imagine a screen fired up like that in an expo? How much publicity that's going to bring in? This is where the certifieds get nervous. Certifieds weren't nervous at first. They figure, oh, he's in that corner. He can't go anywhere. Once we unleash and we can go outside the realm, we can go out there and play with the big boys. Oh, they got us to deal with. You guys thought you were giants at the end of the day. Wait till you meet us. All those little poor ambient light environments. I swear, you wouldn't dare put your booth next to mine. I have so much light pushing up mine, I can wash your screen up from my end. Oh, I can't wait for this. This is going to be so much fun. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Finally going to get that opportunity. Look at that thing. Look how insane that thing is. That is crazy to have a screen that's operating with that much light. Yep. So all that trying to ignore us, to deny us, we're not denied. We're not about to be denied. Where our technology is going to pop, we can go anywhere we want now. Oh, I cannot wait. I'm going to take my walk today, talk with the Lord, ask him what the next stages are. So, yeah. Well, we got this more with the screen coming in, the pull down screen, 80-inch. You're going to paint over that. You're going to be walking around with that thing pretty soon. Yeah, I got an 80-inch pull down. I'm going to bring it in pretty soon to paint over it. Convert that sucker quick. All right, now, Byrd, you're having fun here. Too much fun here. Too much fun. Too much fun. You got to go back. Bam! Too much fun. We're doing too much fun. Also keep in mind. Gain. Let's see if we gain. Gain. Oh, mouse died. Right in the middle of the joint. Where's where our charges at? For my mouse. So flickety flick and killed the mouse. We have killed the mouse, people. Killed the mouse.
Let me see. Where is it right there? Tell the killer mouse. Mouse where? Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? No taco. We killed the whatchamacallit. We killed the mouse. Whatchamacallit. Yeah, I put my hands on his leg. I want this equipment. That's not it. Where is the cord for the? It's gotta be right here for a charger somewhere. I got the charger in here somewhere. Nope. That's you. That's you. Where is the cord for the mouse? I have one up here somewhere. Where are you? Nope, your controller. What are you over here? Not you. Not you. Really? Huh. I'm trying to figure out where exactly get the cord. I got to charge my controller sooner or later, but I can't figure out where to record. I had a whole bunch of them in my hand the other day. I'm trying to figure out exactly what we did with them. Because I got to finish this. Nothing will stop my progress. Nothing. Just got to find this cord. And I got one over there I can use it and plug it in, but I like my cordless. Unless I got to charge my cordless up anyway. Let me see what we got here. What are you? Are you going to fit in there? Excellent. Outstanding. Cum laude wins flawless victory. Excellent. Charge it with the battery pack. That's how we do it, people. We get it done. Nothing stands in the way of getting what we have to get accomplished. Ha ha ha. Battery pack. Bam. For my charger. Oh, yeah. Ha ha ha. Yes. Let me see. Now, let's move on from here. IOE. What was I putting down here, though? I got all excited about. I love talking about the gain. The gain. I love it. Let me see. Answer there. Say, what has been the failure rate? Let me see. Answer. Are there projection screens and projector screens and projector screen paints products are outdated compared to our products, our performance products. Let me see. Compared to our products performance and testing. Products performance and testing. Including our amazing gain capabilities. Amazing projector gain capabilities. And what should we show them? Videos from off of the ceiling of Phillies pushing through screen. What should we show them? We don't even know. We got so much stuff at the end of the day. I know at the end of the day. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I do this strictly when we do this at the end of the day. It's when I come at y'all like this. It's not to annoy my customers. It's for these naysayers at the end of the day. It's all for you. It's all for you. Because you talk so much trash. Let me explain something to you. The 60 we caught from the application approvals that we can show the court and where our technology shows up, these lawsuits are going to shoot through the roof. Because you made some very hurtful demonstrations and false accusations against my company. So what I mean, we're asking for 50 years for prison time, 20 to 50. Yeah, we're going to get this. You're going to go through this. I told you. I warned you. I told you. I gave this prediction. I said in 2024 that I said was going to happen. All right, then. Get ready. Until then, we have to get ready for our next stage. Let me see. See, you send me all those lies about my product not working. Shouldn't have did that. That's going to cost you a little pretty penny. Oh, wait, we're over here, aren't we? Yeah, over here. So it costs you a pretty penny. Don't get into that whole, we can't find you because you have a fake account. I got a buddy of mine who's a cyber investigator. Would you like him to give you a call? Have a nice little conversation with you. Give him a little test. See if he can't find out something about you. That's his job at the end of the day.
People that say, oh, he's hiring hackers. We're not hiring hackers. These are people that are professional. That's why we hire them. Because we have to use them in court. That's why. How dumb can some of you trolls be at the end of the day? Seriously, how dumb are you? So if I had to take you to court, I have to make sure that whoever I hire, investigator, bounty hunter, whoever I got to hire, has to be legit with the court. If they're not, I can't use the evidence that they acquired on you. So it has to be from a reliable source. So the people we had to hire are people that are professional and certified in the field with the courts. That's who we hired. So they work with the courts. That's what they do. Just like my brother had to go hire a bounty hunter and a private investigator to track down these people who want ghosts on him, who ended up destroying his property and owed him money. He hired a private investigator to figure out where they were located. He got a bounty hunter to bring them back. That was it. So, we hired people at the end of the day that are legit with the courts that we can use. And these are people that are known with the courts. You hire a private investigator anywhere. Ooh, yeah. Now, let's get this right here, including our amazing R. That's not R. It should be the other way around. That's not the way you're supposed to spell that. What the freak? Seriously? Apparently. R. Everybody else is sitting there. Like, you got people at the end of the day, you put extra security cameras in the warehouse. They don't care. They don't steal. They don't do anything. They just go and work, make their money, and leave. That's it. Some people come in early. Some people leave late. Those people don't care. But those people that are cutting hours, people that are sneaking out and getting smokes in when you're not supposed to be in smoke on your break time, people that are lifting and stealing stuff, you're the only ones complaining about cameras. Everybody else really don't care. Why in the world would you complain about a camera inside a warehouse when the minute you walk out the side and you go to the gas station, there's a camera just picked up on you, or the ATM machine camera picked up in there? Walk into the store, another camera got you in there. Any store you walk in, you got picked up by a camera. This is the average person is recorded anywhere from 500 to 1,000 times a day. So why would you care about a camera in a warehouse? Every house you go to has a Ring camera attached to it. You're recorded even when you walk past the house. You record. You walk past the house, go ding ding. You hear that little sound go off. You just got recorded. Ding ding. It's a sensor that goes off. It records. Ding ding. You've been recorded again. There you go. So every time you walk past one of those cameras, Amazon drivers, any kind of, they're recorded 24/7. They're always recorded. They're recorded in a truck. They're recorded when they walk in front of someone's house. They're recorded all the time. So who the freak cares if you put cameras in the warehouse? I couldn't care less. If I'm not doing anything wrong, what do I care? Only people complain at the end of the day, I don't want to be seen on the camera. You did not just make that statement. Really. They're recorded every day. And then when you walk past those buildings, any building you walk, even apartment complex, look up. Take the time to go, oh, I didn't even know that was up there. There's about 30, 40 cameras up there, all along the whole entire block. There's cameras up there, huge, massive CCM cameras sitting up there. And those cameras have amazing zoom capabilities. Never think that a camera sitting that far up there is not be to see you down there. That's why it's up there, because it can see you from down there. I think it's if you shave the next day. And yes, they have face recognition software on there too, which means they can basically digitally map your face because you got it linked to your phone anyway, all your personal information, and stop doing that dumb stuff. All right, including our amazing game capabilities. I'm having fun here, people. Yeah, I started this thing early before I got on camera because I knew at the end of the day I was going to be here talking and carrying on. I know myself. Their products, screens, and projector screens products are outdated compared to our products performance and testing, including our amazing projection screen gain capabilities, e.g. and SFEG future technology and 2026 no, not 28 or 26 and
2027. And you probably think, what is 2027? Well, we haven't told you about that one yet, have we? You have to wait. We can't tell you yet. There's going to be something actually crazy. We can't tell you about it, what it is. There's actually a technology we're working on for 2027. We can't explain what it is yet. But anyway, let's move on. Let's see, 2026 and 2027. Future technology. Making it virtually impossible for them. Oh, butchered that one, didn't I? Making it virtually impossible for them to catch us to us now and even in the future. Making it virtually impossible for them to catch up to us now and even in the future, because you guys wasted your time. That's the ILEG 2027 future technology. Making it virtually impossible for them to catch up to us now and even in the future. The projector screens. The projector screens and projector screens and projector screen paints products are outdated compared to our products' performance and testing, including our amazing projection screen game capabilities, ILEG and SFEG 2026 and 27 future technology, making it virtually impossible for them to catch up to us now and even in the future. Please note that we have demonstrations to back up everything that is stated in this letter, because we do. We can back up everything I just said. That's what I said. At the end of the day, I don't say anything without backing it up. That's why we do all the demonstrations. Back it up, 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 back it up. Boy, that was an interesting letter. It took me, how many hours? We started this thing at basically around 6. So from 6, well, actually, I was on longer than that. It was just finished up. I cried a couple hours to do this thing. Please note that we have demonstrations to back up everything that is stated in this letter. Oh, whew, man. I read all this stuff. Whew, man. Tell me I'd be getting it in. I'd be getting it in. I do write a lot. But that's another thing you're going to have to get used to too. Writing. I don't like to write. And at one point, I hated writing. I couldn't stand it. But, I got friends of mine that are attorneys, and I see how they know the law and stuff. I mean, that's a cool thing to know at the end of the day, to know the law. Now, something I got to get off my chest. This whole White House reconstruction. Really? I might leave the country. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about leaving. I'm not coming back to the U.S. ever. I am thinking of leaving. The White House. That's a historical monument. Like, how in the world was it even possible? Who freaking cleared that nonsense? I mean, people have done work inside, but not tear a building down. We can't get that back, right? You can never, ever get that back.
That building dates back to what? Let me see.
First, let me go and see all this first. That building dates back. I should know some history. If I don't look at it. Let's see. Save as. Keep a copy of this. Let's go into documents here alone. Make that saved. No, I'm not going here. Wrong one. I need to go to. Let me see. Oh, here we go.
When was the White House first built?
Here are some pictures that match.
1792. So 1792, the White House was first built. Do you have any idea the damage you just caused? You can't put that back. How are you going to put it back? Every single stone that's in that building is from the date of 1792. He stripped a lot of history away from the U.S. Can you believe that? That's the president. I don't call him the president, but people consider it in their world. For you maggers at the end of the day, that's really what you voted in. And then he's demanding $230 million to be paid to him. Oh, my goodness. You do know that the White House is not his, it's not your house, it's not yours. Anybody study history besides me? The White House, he matters at the end of the day, is not his. It belongs to the people. That's who that belongs to. Every president who's ever been in that place has never gone in and done anything that crazy at all, period. And how do you get past all that? That shows you how corrupt the government is at the end of the day. The only good thing about Trump at the end of the day, Trump really reflects on how twisted and messed up the government is. That's it. Sometimes you need a really awful person to show exactly how messed up the government is. He ain't a good person. He's an awful person. He's an absolute awful person. I don't like Trump. But I'm just saying, it just shows on how much they get away with. Because a lot of those people that were getting away with stuff back then basically could keep it pretty hidden. He doesn't hide anything. It's just right out in the open. I'm telling you, when the election time comes up to get the vote for Democrats or whatever goes up in the House, what do they call it the day? Man, I swear I wish I would find somebody at the vote for Republicans at the end of the day. And all the damage those people caused in the day, you got a chance to vote them out. I have never voted before. I'm voting on this one. I'm definitely going to vote on this. There's no way in the world I'm letting them get the House. There's no way in the world. No way in the world. I'm going to vote. Ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world. This is the most craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I usually don't get caught in politics like that. But you're talking about destroying a monument. You can't get that back. When he's out of office, then how are you going to fix that mess? You can't go back. You what are going to tear down what he just put up? That's going to cost even more money for taxpayers. Man, that's craziness, man. That should have never went past. I don't even know how that passed to begin with. Gee whiz, please, man. I don't think I'm doing no too many business and that's this. My company goes many years ago. I'm leaving. I'm going to Japan. I'm not coming back. I'm going to Japan. I'm taking my technology probably sold over here, which is funny. It'd be the other way around. So I'll be over there. It'd be different. Yeah, I think I'm going to Japan. Because that's crazy, man. That's the most craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. Bulldozing the White House. What's next? We're going to cut off Lincoln's head and put his face up there too? We're going with the monuments. You know, blow out one of those guys, black, and put his face up there at the end of the day. What about the money? If you try to put his face on money, Jesus, please. I swear, if our founding fathers come back, boy, they have a thing to say at the end of the day. Like, wow, you know, you guys, you understand we died for this whole Constitution at the end of the day, so you guys can have this right at the end of the day. This is what you do with it. Because the Republicans won't stand up to them, that's why. $17.92. Right. Okay, well, I'm done here. I'm going to go print out my whatchamacallit and get my application out, and I'm done. Gotta go.